You know, you can go learn from this school and the da 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 and the Harley Davidson school, but you're not learning from the guy. You're not learning from the people that went through hard knocks. Like you said, you know, you had a fight to get a bike. You didn't have money, and you didn't, you know, and that's the folks that have more knowledge. And like it brings me back to the conversation again. You know, if you can't sit down and have a good conversation with someone, then you're never going to learn anything. You know, the difference between ignorant and stupid is ignorant is you don't know, please teach me. Stupid is I already tell you I know how to tear that whole motor down, and then I get in the shop with you, and I mess the whole motor up, and you're looking at me like, what are you doing, you stupid idiot? You know, and so there ain't nothing wrong with being ignorant. Stupid, yeah, but ignorant just means I don't know. Please teach me. That's a humble thing to be, and I live my life that way, dude. And man, I tell you, I got a lot of love for you, man, and you're just a stand-up guy, and I really sincerely have my whole family. When we have dinner at night, we say a prayer for you. And my band, when I have rehearsal, we all take a moment to say a prayer for you. And I really want you to recover, brother, and put some more bikes out and be able to teach some more folks.
Yeah, you know, that's what it's all about. You know, I gotta stipulate one thing. I've been in and around motorcycles for 35 years. I ain't never owned a new machine in my whole life. I never owned a new car. Nothing,
yeah.
You know? You got to think about that, you know? These guys who go in a dealership and flop down or something, get one on credit or whatever it is, or, you know, make payments and stuff like that, and, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, where do you get that option from? I was brought up with, if you don't got the money in your pocket, you can't afford to buy it, you know?
Well,
so you got to make do with what you got.
Well, just like back in your day, they didn't have all those catalogs, man. You had to do the widget. You had to make I call it the widget, but you know, I'm sure you know that terminology, the widget. It's just a part you made up. I mean, you bended some metal or some duct. You did something to get that part made because you didn't have a catalog that you can order it and get it in a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Few catalogs out there, but few and far between.
Right.
You know, here's another point, really. You know, I'm not by far the best at doing something like welding or machining. You know, I can run the machines. I can get by and do what I need to do. You know, if you want to learn that, then you go to school and you learn how to run that. The only thing I could teach you is having an eye and knowing what you're looking for and knowing what you want to achieve and how to style something, how to make lines flow, how to know what goes with what. And I've never built two bikes that look the same.
Right.
Except for the two taxis. I mean, we did Babylon Taxi 2 as an homage to Taxi 1, and that was also a lot of the parts of that bike were donated last year for me to rebuild that with the idea that I will raffle that bike off, you know.
Right.
Really need to get the money to get this, you know, whatever health is, I've got that to raffle off. And a lot of guys sent in, you know, brand new parts. A lot of guys gave their time. A lot of guys sent in, you know, one part, you know, a mirror or, you know, a set of seat springs, you know, shit like that. It doesn't matter. You know, an old rusty wheel that maybe I could have used. Well, you know, that's brilliant. And that's what really touched me about it. And then, you know, unfortunately, a lot of stuff went missing, and a lot of things didn't work out on it and had to be redone. And there's a whole saga on that bike. It's taken another year to get to run right. And you know, we went through the original motor pretty quick. That wasn't done right. And then Mike Garrison at Midwest, what was it, Midwest Motor Parts, Kevin? Midwest Motorcycle Parts. He hooked us up with a 96-inch shovel and brand new motor, and we plugged that in, and it went bad. and he sent a carburetor along, and that was a new made in China one, and
yeah,
we did some modifications to it, a little R&D to make it choke parts for it. It didn't run. He sent us another one, and by the time the new one had come in, it had already been out to China and back, and there was our choke slide sitting in the brand new carburetor made in China already.
yeah.
So people are watching, but anyway, they're looking after us. Thanks, Mike Garrison at Midwest Motorcycles. We got the second 96-incher in now, and we're finally taming it, and it's starting to run good, and getting out there and starting to put some miles on it. But now the health is deteriorating a little bit, so I'm not having the enjoyment that I should have. But we'll get there. I mean, I bought an ambulance. Check that out. I bought an ambulance that I was going to use for the tour, and it was a bargain. And then again, another lemon. I just put a transmission in it, and that's, and all these other problems are wrong. I'm getting it back this week, so that will be a tow truck or a chase truck.
That's cool, man.
Ironic, it's an ambulance, but push comes to shove, and if I'm running low on cash, I'll sell it. And then I talked to a fellow over here on Washington Street, old Dominic, and he took me up in the attic of his shop, which is an old school motorcycle parts up there on Washington Street in Indianapolis, and showed me a sidecar up there that I might well put on the taxi, get rid of all other expenses if it push comes to shove. That way I could put my boy Joe the Bull in there, and me and him can carry on riding and touring if everything works out. And because that's really my wish was to get back here. I lost probably 7 years of my life being ill and looking after my parents, and then when I buried them last year, but I'm back here, and it's my dream to get out and see my brothers and do as much riding as I can before that time comes, and I just hope it doesn't catch up with me too quickly.
Man, we're all praying for you, dude, and hopefully, man, everything will work out, man, and you get your health back and all that stuff. And hey, man, you'll be out there on the stages with me and stuff, and we'll have some fun. And my guy that's building my bike, Sonny Keaton, one time I asked him, I go, so how do you come up with the ideas on building? And he looked at me and goes, Charlie, the only thing I can tell you is the bikes build themselves. And it made me think about how I write a song, it just pops into my head. I don't have a major idea on, okay, this is how it's going to go. Once I get the idea that I'm going to start doing something, then it just happens, it just turns into something. It's a life of its own, and I'm figuring that's how you do it too, huh? When you start...
Yeah, exactly. That's what Larry used to say. He'd have an idea that he conceptualized, but he wouldn't be so rigid or stringent as to stick to it. He would let it develop,
right,
serendipitously, and grow wherever it went, you know what I mean? But you can't be afraid to stop and say, fuck it, and tear it down and start again if it starts going the wrong way and you don't like it. Right. You know what I mean? So that's the beauty of building it yourself. Instead of diving into a catalog and ordering, 10 grand's worth of parts, putting them all together and it looks like dog shit, you know what I mean? You start from the ground up, and you stand back and you smoke 20 Marlboro and a 6-pack, and you sit in a cold garage and you stare at that motherfucker all night, and then it will come to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, man. And I do the same thing with my music. When I wrote the Ghost Cowboy song about the Ghost Rider Tapestry, I kept seeing the cowboy, the Pony Express or whatever he was, and I started trying to think, what was Dave Mann trying to say in this painting? And he was, trying to say, man, yeah, we're riding on the roads now, but this is the same road where back in the day these guys rode, so that I came up with the name, and it was real easy to write the song, and the same thing, the one I wrote about Indian Larry, Iron Buffalo. It was pretty easy to come up with the words and the music, and I don't know. It's just that's the way I do it, you know. And anyway, hey brother, I love you, man. And as soon as I get the information for the donations, I'll put it up on all my Facebook pages and on my site. And I got enough here to do 3 parts on the interview that we just did. So if you can email me some more pictures, I'll put them up with the interview, and I'll make some YouTubes, and I'll send them over to you too. And
I've just reset up a studio. I moved to the back of the shop, so hopefully I've got some downtime. I'll be able to start mixing some videos.
Cool.
And we just made some custom camera mounts to put on the bike. So
right on.
Like three cameras on the bike, and we'll take it out and we'll do some of that kind of stuff. Cool. But anyway, Charlie, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for your support and giving me the opportunity to speak. And
it's my honor, dude.
I hope people enjoyed listening to us. And
it's all my honor.
You guys
dude.
can always look at catch me on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com /user/The English Don. One word, that is / and you can also contact me on Facebook, or try and friend me on Facebook. If I think you're cool, I'll let you in. If not, you can always go to CF Indy, which is our Facebook page, or very soon to be up and running is CycleFreakIndy.com, the new website. The Cycle Freak production site unfortunately got hacked by somebody, and we had to take it down. So I'll be around, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me and Charlie. And hey, Charlie, I can't thank you enough for the buffalo chip thing, and hopefully I might be able to make it out there.
Well, if not, from 8:30, from 8 o'clock to 9:30 Mountain Time, we're gonna go live on the show. So I'll have somebody holding up the phone on the big stage, so you'll be able to hear me playing and all the announcements and everything. So you'll still be able to check it out.
Okay. All right, you stay in touch, man. Love you, brother.
All right, now you got a bunch of folks here on the chat that are chatting and saying they're rooting for you and they love you, dude.
Yeah, well, if you want, I'll stay on the chat for a while if anyone's got any questions. Okay?
Yeah, if you guys want to chat with English Don and ask him some stuff, he's going to stay on the chat for a little bit. Just chat something up, and he'll be glad to talk to you. And a bunch of emails just came in, too, from overseas, man, and everybody over there said they love you and they're praying for you, dude.
I appreciate it all. It's what true brotherhood is all about.
Yeah, and a couple from England, too. Lincolnshire, the Warlocks over there, they just sent me an email.
Yeah, okay, man.
All right, I love you, brother, and thank you for coming on the show. And I'll keep keep everything up to date and informed. And I'll get my band when I come back from Sturgis. I'll put a show together over here in California, and
I'll be there.
We'll raise money and help you out, bro.
Yeah, maybe even bring my drumsticks, eh?
Oh, I'd love you to play. Yeah, I would love that.
Good time, Charlie. Peace out.
All right, brother. See you later.